How are you? Hey, Perry.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody. What's today? Happy Tuesday. Is today Tuesday?
Yeah, it is Tuesday.
Okay, we got some really crazy topics that we want to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about the ultimate plan of Candace Owen teaming up with Kanye. This is I laughed. I've been laughing every time you bring up Kanye. At first, I thought it was funny when you said he's trying to run for president, and it's getting worse every single day. People say, "Don't talk about it anymore." No, we have to talk about it because he's trying to really put some pressure on politics. He wants to influence the way you vote, in an unethical way. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Tia Mowry and her husband. The strangest divorce I've ever seen. They must be joking with us. Okay, they must be kidding around. Then we're going to talk about Ti. Ooh, wee, Ti and that badass kid. I can't just.
Oh,
I
hell
feel
no.
bad by calling King bad, but listen. And then if we have time, we're going to talk about that viral video of that nurse that refused to give this lady a note from the doctor's office because she said that you had children just to beat the system. It's crazy.
Wow.
I know. You've seen the tape. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah,
It's going
yeah,
viral. Everybody's talking about it. It's absolutely crazy. Start out with got my banner. Got my banner going today. You proud of me?
Yeah.
Let's start with T.I. and Tiny Son King. This is just bad. I mean, look. You guys ever watch? They had a show. What was it called? Ooh, I can't think of the name of the show. They had a show called something. Family Hustle, maybe. They've been on TV for a long time.
Yep.
And they have a lot of kids. When they first came on the show, King is the real vibrant one. He doesn't comb his hair. It's the one that the hair be everywhere. And he was a cute little boy when he first came on that show. But he's turned into a badass. It's not a joke anymore. He's out of control. He's also, these are things he's been getting in trouble with for in the past couple of months. Well, he had that what do they call it? Ooh, that birthday party when he turned 17 years old with strippers,
Oh wow.
drugs, and
Damn.
money, and allegedly Molly. Now,
Damn, he made it rain, huh?
we heard about the parents loving Molly. I'm not throwing shade at you, T.I. or Tiny. It is, these rumors have been out there a long time that you guys love the Molly. Let me find the article that I got it from. Hold on. At 17. Now, I mean, I guess I can't. I have a son that's 19. And literally, when he turned 18, there was just nothing else I can do. Hell, there was nothing I can really do at 16, to tell you the truth. They just get out there. It's nothing you can do after a while. But I'm not going to fund your lifestyle. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Where is it? I'm not going to do it. If you want strippers at your party that you probably seen daddy do, if you probably seen daddy doing, okay, let's just get real here. And I mean, I feel like T.I. and Tiny is to blame for his outrageous behavior. He's been bringing, how can I say this? Weapons to school. You guys all heard about that. He's just bad. Really bad. Cuss you out in a minute. Really bad. As a matter of fact, where is this article? I'm going crazy.
It could have came from just
Here we
watching
go.
his father. You know what I'm saying?
Like father, like son.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying like, most kids, whether it's your father or not, get into these rappers, they'll pick a certain one and they'll just try to follow his every move and the things he rap about. And I think a lot of kids try to be about that life that they just assume everything's great over there, and half the rappers be lying to you. Some of them not. Some of them not, though, right? But what I'm saying is, but this is his father, so he's trying to emulate what he think his father did,
Well, he did. He's bad as hell. He's bad as hell. And when you bring GUNs to school, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You trying to go to jail. When he got arrested a couple months ago for a traffic violation, and he was so proud that he finally had a mugshot. I'm not making this up. I'm
Yeah.
not making this up, people. I'm not making up. He's bad as hell. I'm sorry I don't talk about anybody's kid, but this is a future bank robber. Okay. It is what it is. And you'll say he's got money just because he thinks it's cool. So what
Yeah.
did he do
Yeah.
today? There's a blogger out there named Charleston White. Here, let's see if we have a picture of him. No, this is the wrong article. There's a blogger named Charleston White, and he mentioned that he thinks Little Boozy's son, Tootie, that's his nickname, Tootie, and King are bad. They're bad. So little little King responds, and he says, "The next time I see you, I'm not making this. I'm gonna beat your ass." This is what
Damn.
a 18-year-old is saying to a 57-year-old man.
Wow.
See, I need to step in. This is bad. This is bad. He says that to him. And then the blogger says, I wish your yellow, this is, I wish your yellow A would. If King tries to jump on me, I'm going to Trayvon him.
Damn.
It's out of hand. It is out of hand. He's just cussing out random bloggers
Uh-huh.
like he ain't got no home training, but he don't have no home training. Okay, the room is he can smoke you out of house and home for weed. He's always on Molly, and he carries around GUNSs at 18.
Wow.
18
Yeah.
years old. And
That's
I'm
a
not trying to,
recipe. Go ahead.
he's a future bank robber.
Yeah.
And he's the kind of person that you'll say, well, why is he robbing the bank? Don't T.I. got money? But listen, I feel that T.I. has fueled this behavior. I really do. You cannot be in that life. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, Tiny and T.I. We know y'all about that life. Y'all got, allegedly hooking up with threesomes all over the place and not have it affect your children. They watch what you put out there. But he's so bad. Remember when T.I. admitted it? Let me play this clip really quick.
Hey, top of the top. Top of the top, top of the top. Got a minor request. Hope everybody having a phenomenal morning. Got a small request, man. Stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas? His ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out. You can.
May I take a selfie with you?
So did he just say
Wow.
he made his peace with King going to jail?
Yeah, yeah. He's saying that. I mean, he talked to his son, and ain't nothing he can do. Now, see, that's the whole thing. I mean, talking to him, he got to keep talking to him. He gonna need to save his son. And
That's his son. Why
Right.
we gotta pay the price? Because he
Right.
that damn bad.
right,
And you have washed your hands of the situation. How about ain't nothing you can do? You can made peace with it. First of all, you created him to be this way because you just said yourself, T.I., he's following your footsteps.
right.
And we all heard about how you live. We all heard about how you love your drugs too, and your drink and your women and all. Like he's 17 having strippers at a party. Ridiculous. And
Yeah.
now he's telling 57 years old he's gonna whoop their ass when he see him.
Wow.
I don't think even Boozy's son is that damn bad. It's nothing we can do about it. And they all just try to act like the train isn't running off the track. So here goes his sister, all begging for mercy. Talk about this is Zanique. She's a cute little girl. She does not act like King. She's kind of shy. The girls are kind of shy and quiet. Remember the other one, Deja, who experiences cutting herself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's got some problems, but it's the boys. No, it's not the boys. Because Damani actually has a future in rapping. I heard his records. He's really good. It's just this one right here. King is bad, and his own daddy said he'll on his way to jail. But here is now the mom has came out, Tiny, and was like, he's not that bad. King's just got a lot of energy. So every time something happened, they say he ain't that bad. And
Right. You can't
somebody paying
sugarcoat
for
it.
the damn strippers. He ain't got no job, and he can't rap. No offense. I heard his children rap. There's only one that can sound really good, and that's Damani. Here is Zanique saying, when I was 18, I said dumb S and had a ton of growing to do. Y'all really could just ignore my brother. No, I'm not going to ignore him while he caused havoc around town. But I'm guessing y'all want him to act like an upperclassman because y'all think he grew up in a house y'all watched on TV every day. Perry, doesn't it sound like she's making excuses for him? Is it me
Yeah.
or is she making excuses?
Yeah, she making an excuse.
She goes on, and everyone loves to bring up the gated house. We not talking about T.I. and Tiny Kid at the end of the day. What do y'all really expect? It's literally 7 of us. It would be boring if we didn't have a wild card.
Wow. Well, now she said he a wild card, but yeah. Wow.
Give my baby some time to grow into the king he's destined to be. And until then, send the kid some positive encouragement. She wants us to send him some positive encouragement.
He gonna grow into prison orange. And I mean, for real. And people need to stop. It's signs there.
It's
You
a
can't
sign.
overlook the signs.
It's a sign. Give her little baby some room. She says, did you carry around a gun too? When you were in high school, Zanique? Did you pull it out every time you got in an argument with somebody? Literally, we all seen the video where King gets in. They're at school. He's at school, okay? He's at school. He gets into an argument with this guy. He goes to a car and pulls it out.
Damn.
And everybody start running. Did you see that video, Perry? This is a future mass murderer. And y'all want us to give him some room to grow up.
Well, I mean, really, and you did say he was 17, right? Something like that?
No, he's 18 now.
Oh, 18. So I'm not sure if they can. I don't know, but I mean,
Yes.
but as parents, I mean, I don't think there's no way you could just wash your hands from it. You got to stop it.
Someone said, don't drop the soap, King. His own daddy said he's going to jail.
Right.
And then if the parents have washed their hands of the situation, then we suffer. We pay the price.
Damn.
King, you run your mouth too much, you're going to run up on the wrong one day. You're cussing out men that 57, that's old enough to be your grandfather. Like, you going to really do something. And you heard what Charleston said. He said, if you run up on him, he's going to Trayvon Martin you. That's what he said. That is terrible. Yeah. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
But I think they created this monster. I think King is going to get worse. They're overlooking it. They thinking it's cute and saying there's nothing they can do about it.
Well, they're going to need to do something, or they're going to be putting money on his books for real. And no, I mean, that's a serious thing, or worse.
Yeah.
Or burying him. I mean, because these young kids go out there and get into that life like that, anything for street cred, when you happy about finally getting a mugshot just so you can be official. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's problems.
It's a big problem.
And I, just in my opinion, I do think that if his father set him down and told him the mistakes he made and don't act like his life was so cool, maybe he can get to his kid. I don't know.
I don't know. This is a mess. I mean, the boy was so happy to get a mugshot. Look at him. He's tatted up. He needs to comb his damn hair. And Perry, do you remember when you used to carry a gun to school?
No.
You know why you don't remember it? Because you never did it.
Yeah.
That leads to trouble. Why? He goes to an elite school. What are you doing? And he don't have a job. Where did he get the money to go buy it? Yep. Like, T.I., you have dropped the ball, okay? Your child is walking in your footsteps. Because didn't T.I. go to jail one time for carrying unlicensed?
Weapons?
Yeah, remember that?
I think a few
He's
times.
acting just like UTI. And instead of trying to do something with this future carjacker, you're just going to wash your hands of the situation and just make us all suffer.
Yeah.
While you go on and do your own drugs by yourself, allegedly, you and Tiny. That's the rumors. Y'all love some drugs and some threesomes. This is ridiculous. Somebody has to stop this boy. He needs some home training and he needs some
Right.
guidance of an adult.
Yeah, I agree.
This is how Dahmer became who he was. Everyone made excuses for him. This is true. This is so true. His parents were even mad at big sentence. What does that mean?
His
At
sentencing. His
his
sentencing.
sentence. They were?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Oh my God. No, T.I. No, we're not. Zanique, stop tweeting. Stop begging for us to overlook and give King a chance. If I ever run into King and I got my sons in the room, we're leaving because it's trouble about to go down. This is not cute. What is his name? Master P had a brother that didn't get it.
Right.
That Corey, C murder, that's in jail.
Mhm.
Life sentence.
Right.
Your own father said you're headed to jail. Boy, stop. I mean, it's just we're done. We're done with you. And I wish you would talk to an adult like that. And Tootie, little Boozy son, he don't act like that. Like in little Boozy, he's like hood as hell, hood as hood can get. But you wouldn't see him being so disrespectful like that. I mean, it's just a mess. And we need to be aware of King. If anybody see him, run, okay? Because he carries a gun in the car. Just wanted y'all to know that. At 18. Is there ever a reason for an 18-year-old to walk around with his gat? That's crazy.
It shouldn't be. And if it was a reason and the parents had money to get them out that situation, they need to leave the city somewhere. I mean, you got to get them out that environment.
Look at this, Perry. Let's go on to talk about the next train wreck, and that is Kanye and Kim Owens and releasing this tape for about Kim Kardashian. I can't find their pictures. Okay, so listen, we know that when Perry first talked to me, and you guys know this is so true about Kanye doing all this crazy stuff because he's running for president, I laughed. I thought it was the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of. I thought that Kanye was suffering from mental illness. Absolutely not. Okay, so the word is Kanye has teamed up, this is crazy, with Candace Owens, okay? And matter of fact, she was with him the day he wore the White Lives Matter t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
He's teamed up with Candace Owens, and their mission is political. They want to dismantle, and this is so crazy, the black vote. Now, I don't know who put them up to this, but that's what they're trying to do. I remember my mom used to tell me when I was small, don't let people use you don't let people confuse you so they can use you.
Right.
This is all politically motivated. Every step that they're doing. And I laugh because it sounds so juvenile in the beginning when Perry said he wants the votes of the white supremacists. You guys heard me crack up. So they got this plan to disrupt the black votes. Like we're stupid and we're supposed to believe anything another black person say because they're black. So they want the attention first. So that's why they released this tape today of Kim Kardashian back in the day. And she had to be probably late teens, early 20s. Like she's 40. So over 20 plus years ago, calling Whitney Houston a crackhead and talking trash to Ray J. First of all, that's not going to make me. They think just because you're black, you can just say anything. That is a dumb topic. But they know that Kim has a lot of followers. I'll play the tapes in a minute. With the ultimate goal of October 12th, they're going to release a documentary that's supposedly going to expose the Black Lives Matter people. Okay.
Mhm.
On this documentary, the documentary is called The Greatest Lie Ever Sold, and Kanye's behind this. This is just ridiculous. The documentary is going to talk about how the Black Lives Matter released their 990 IRS filings. They collected $80 million. They're saying, what happened to this money? They didn't give it to the Black community. Where have you ever seen money collected throughout the city and it wasn't donated to the city? They're also going to expose some of the members of the movement for spending $200,000 on escorts. This one I didn't understand. They're spending money on the BOSM workers. I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what BOSM means? I tried to look it up. I don't have a meaning for it. Also, the Black Lives Matter members spent money on peep shows, phone sex operator, and webcam performers. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but
Right.
no Black person is supporting what they did. This is the part that doesn't sink in. They expect us to turn our backs on Black Lives Matters. We're turning our backs on the people that took advantage of it.
Right.
And stole money. No one is vouching for people to steal money so you can go have a phone sex operator.
Mhm.
What people don't understand is we're talking about there has to be something in place for when police brutality takes place, we can go to for help. So they're really trying to weaken the Black Lives Matter movement because they also think that the Black Lives Matter movement is going to bring in votes.
Mhm.
So they're trying to get rid of that voting section. This is deep. And Kanye's sick as fuck.
They think that the Black Life movement, the Black Life Matter movement is actually like uniting a whole group of people.
Mhm.
They want to divide the people.
Uh-huh.
Like you said, when you create confusion,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
This
They're
is what my
winning.
mom used to say. She said, people will confuse you so they can use you.
Right.
And they think Black people are stupid. And they're Black themselves. This is the whole thing. This has to be a mastermind behind it. This has to be some white person saying, maybe if we get a Black guy in there, they'll listen to him. Because, or Kanye's just the sickest person I met, and it's possible.
It could
I don't
just
know
be
which
them
one.
thinking that. It could just be them, you know, no, look, we all don't run across those kind of people who figure, I know I'm the same thing you are, but I'm going to act like I'm not so I can get this false respect.
It's
I mean,
a
yeah,
mess.
they feel like they're getting respected, but they're getting used.
They really are. Unless this is I don't know. I can't say what their motives are or who put them up to it. I just know it's dumb. So here's phase one that they're doing to get people's attention. They know that Kim Kardashian has a large multicultural reach. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So why don't we do something to get everyone's attention? Start looking at my show, listening to what I'm saying, so then I can just flip the script and talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. This is the tape that they released today about Kim calling Whitney Houston a crackhead and her allegedly being upset because Ray J's being more famous than her. It's so dumb that the plan might work if we don't get the word out. It's so dumb. It's so, you know what I mean? You know, somebody told me this,
I hear you.
Sharrell, why don't we do this? I'll go, that's stupid. That's never going to work.
Yeah.
But sometimes the most dumbest plans work. So they have everybody's attention today. And I'm sure every blog, this just came out probably about an hour ago. I would say in one more hour, every blog is going to be talking
They pretty
about
much dropped it because people are going to say Candace's name and his, right? But then they're using it to promote the tear down of Black Life movement, the Black Life Matters movement. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the whole thing. Because they're getting all this attention for the documentary tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me do this. Let's go ahead and play this 2-minute tape that we're supposed to be so shocked about and so disturbed that we're not supposed to like Kim Kardashian anymore. What it's doing to me is just, it makes me think this is so stupid. Who cares about this? But this is what they're putting out there.
That they see is a deception and a lie. Well, some tapes are making the rounds of Kim Kardashian, and she's talking trash. This is years ago. It seems to be a voicemail that she left Ray J, where it's not the sweet little Kim K that she presents today. She's nasty. She's calling Whitney Houston a crackhead, and she's yelling at Ray J. And this tape landed on my lap, and I am told that there is much, much more. And it is the opposite version of the Kim Kardashian that your kids have been following. This is just a sample of the tape. Again, this is a voicemail that she left Ray J. Take a listen.
Ray, it's Kim. I just want you to know that I think you are so disgusting and desperate. Who leaves their email address on their machine? You clearly want people to call you, but yet you won't call me back. And actually, you know what? Don't call me back. Don't ever call me back. I never want to talk to you ever again. I think you're honestly a sick human being, and I think you are just so desperate that you'll do anything for attention, and you're just so disgusting. Honestly, so, have fun with old hag Whitney Houston. She's so sick, and, crack is definitely not whack with you guys, because you are just, honestly, makes me laugh on how disgusting you guys look. You're in Vegas with Whitney, and you need to go hang out with your old, friend, and it's not right, but it's okay. I'm definitely going to make it anyway, because you guys are just disgusting and sick, and stop you're with her. I don't understand it. She's so old and sick, and you are just sick and desperate. So leave me the alone and stop calling me. I hate you.
So it's being alleged that she left that voicemail because she was upset that Ray J at that moment was becoming more famous than her because he was dating Whitney Houston, who obviously has now passed.
Now,
Okay.
so
And
I do not give a damn about this tape.
what's breaking? And then she said years ago. There's a lot of things she could have found a months ago that Kanye said against Pete Davidson.
This
I'm saying
story,
what? I mean, I don't get it.
It's not catching my attention. I'm not I'm not heartbroken because Kim called Whitney a crackhead. So what? Whitney's has gone to the other side. I'm not understanding
Right.
what the bombshell is here.
They trying to cause division by bringing up
exactly
Whitney Houston, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole black neighborhood would be upset because somebody made a comment about her. When her boy Kanye make comments on people every day.
Yeah.
He was all over Pete. No mention of that shit. And even threatening. I'm saying, at what point? I mean, I don't get it.
This is one tape of many. You heard her herself. She's going to be dropping these tapes daily, and starting on the 12th, that is tomorrow, she's going to start dropping the Black Lives Matter stuff. Drop it. Who cares?
Right.
Okay. Put them in jail. If you want to put them in jail for stealing money, put them in jail. But that's not going to stop the movement. We need something in place for when a police officer kicks in your door when you're asleep at night and takes your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to stray my vote. It's not going to make me like Kanye or say, oh, I understand Candace now. I think you guys are weird. I think you're puppets.
Right.
Being used.
But by choice, though.
Yeah, you're a by choice puppet. This is the dumbest thing. And it's going around. It's going to all the major blogs. Everyone's talking about it. So when you guys hear it, say, oh, Sharrell brought that up. How dumb is this? This is dumb. This is dumb. And Kanye, I don't know. I ain't even talk about him. You do what you do. Go ahead, drop the tapes. Let's see if you get the results that you think you're going to have. This does not affect my voting choices. This does not affect that I still feel there's a need for an organization. And like Smoke said the other day, let's stop calling it Black Lives Matter. Let's call it 911, the 911 hotline if you're in trouble.
Mhm.
I think there needs to be some movement in place, some place where you can go that if this happens to you, you're not alone. So I don't know. It's all dumb. Whitney wasn't even sober and took Kim's man.
But and then they talking about this documentary. They can do so many other documentaries, things that's going on right now. People got a lot of court cases going against them.
Ooh, you talking about Kim?
No. I'm just saying, I'm talking about Candace and Kanye. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, do the documentary, but we have heard that people have frauded, stolen money and did that stuff. So I get it. I mean, you can recap it, but it's other things that's going on currently that they could be talking about, but they're not. They choose to not look at that side of it. But
I agree with you, BJ. Black Lives Matter is a movement, and
right.
this is not going to affect the movement. This is not going to make us not need some kind of entity that if you feel like you're a victim of police brutality, where you could go to for help. And I think the name needs to change, like Smoke said, because it's a distraction. Black Lives Matter. Let's call it, I don't know, Help Center. The Help
justice.
Center.
Yeah, justice or anything.
Something, justice for something. We need to change
justice
that
for
name.
all. Let's just say justice.
All is a
They can call it
distraction.
justice for all.
Justice
because
for all.
we all know everybody needs justice.
Mhm.
That's it. And
Yeah.
but-
It's a mess. It's a mess, people. So that we talked about that. Oh, this is crazy. Let's talk about what did I do with that? Tia and oh, you know what, Perry?
what's
I
up?
can't play it. I'm gonna have
Okay,
to
good.
show it because it has music on there.
Yeah.
I wanted to play this so bad, and there's no way I can take that music out. Ah, jeez.
But it's okay.
I guess I got to do what I got to do. Anyway, okay. So listen. So we all heard. Was it a week ago? My brain is fried. Is it a week ago,
you
Barry?
talked about it. It was a week.
It was a week. We
Yeah.
all heard the news a week ago about Tia Mowry getting a divorce from Corey Hardwick. And we were all shocked because they just seemed like such a nice couple. I told you what the rumors were, that he was spending too much time with his career and blase.
Right.
Okay, fine. I'm over it. But I'm just going to have to be real with you guys. This is making me a little uncomfortable. And that would be Tia's social media. Okay. I cannot play the tape. Yeah, I can't even push on here. But this one right here in the middle, on the top row in the middle, she's playing a song. She's got someone got some music going. She's got someone talking in the background. How beautiful self-help is, how wonderful it is to love yourself.
When you could be loving everybody else, but it's truly amazing that you take the time out to love yourself. Okay.
Okay, fine. If
Right.
that's what you want to do. I thought you said you wanted privacy. You did say that, did you? You wanted privacy. So you're everywhere talking about self-help. But this is the part that creeps me out, that Corey is giving her thumbs up in the comment section. Now, what kind of divorce is this? Stop liking my post. It's just strange.
Yeah.
What is that? Perry, is this a real divorce?
I think it is. He's just not taking it too well.
Do we need a restraining order? Do we need a protective order? Do we need him to stay 100 feet away from us at all times? I'm not understanding it. I'm not. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I think it is. I mean,
Somebody said in the chat, I think she's getting ready to come out. I don't know if she's gonna come out, but something's not right about this. It's just weird. I mean, when you divorce people, there's usually because there's problems that can't get resolved, and
Right.
you really don't talk and you go in the opposite direction. I'm not posting constantly about how much better I'm feeling every day, especially when I ask for privacy. You asked for privacy. We're giving it to you. Stop talking about it. I'm confused. I'm really confused. It's just weird to me. Anyway, that's what's going on in the news today. And there's one more thing that's going on in the news that I want to talk about. Now, this video has gone viral. Let me see if I can do it. Every now and then, I do reactions to things that are going viral because they're everywhere. And if you live under a rock and you haven't seen it, I wanted to show it to you. And it has a big effect on celebrity news because it's on every blog. So I'm going to talk about it. So have you guys heard this about this nurse? This pregnant woman, 8 months pregnant, went into a doctor's office to get some help and couldn't get the help that she needed. Her name is Julian. The name of the nurse is Teresa Samigo, and they were in the Philly Pregnant Center. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. I just want to talk about it. Let me play you the tape again, just in case you haven't heard about it. This nurse was so rude to a pregnant woman. It's not even funny. Trouble sharing your video. The file is invalid. What does that mean? Let's try it again. No, people, no. No. Gotta have the video.
You're thinking about when you got pregnant that you were not going to work? I'm just curious because, like, I've had 3 kids. I worked up until the second they were born.
But am I you? Are you me? Do you know how I feel? Do you know how
No,
my body
that's why I'm
feels?
asking. I'm interested to know what you think. I want to know your mindset. So when you got pregnant, what were you thinking about?
I was thinking about having a kid. I'm confused on where you're going at.
I'm confused too because you came in here and I did an assessment and I gave you my best medical advice. And you didn't like that.
But I said that I just wanted a note so I could take it easy these next 2 months.
And
I'm
I
7 months
explained to you
pregnant
that
and I'm
that's
in pain.
fraud. We have to
It's
have a
not fraud.
reason.
If it was
How
fraud,
do you
the
know?
doctor wouldn't be getting me my note right now.
Really? 'Cause
Yes.
what I read on your chart isn't true.
Okay.
So I
What's
know
on my
it's
chart
fraud.
that's not true?
I read on your chart what isn't true because I'm the person who saw you and did the exam.
Okay.
So it's okay.
But how do you know how I feel? How do you know how my body feels inside?
Because I stuck my hand in there and checked your
Okay, you
cervix.
check my cervix, but how you know how my bones feel? How you know how my body feels, my legs, my back? How do you know how that feels? How you know how my nausea feels? How you know how my cramps feel? By touch, and you're okay. All right, so this is the nurse practitioner, and look how she's hitting me. Look at it. Check her out. Check it out. Call the police, and they're going to see what you just did.
Yeah, because you're
Call the police. She already called the police on me once because I called her a weirdo. Yes, look at you. This lady is fucking crazy. Call the cops again. Call them.
It's okay.
Call them. I got you on video hitting me with that thing in your hand.
This?
This is the Philly Pregnancy Center, guys.
Yeah, okay, Jillian.
She didn't want to give me a...
Okay,
Wow.
so the nurse eventually gets fired. But what she said to her is she's insinuating that this woman got pregnant so she could take advantage of the system. It's crazy. And not on her watch. And
That's
she
how- yeah.
refused to give a woman that's 8 months pregnant a note so she didn't have to go to work that day. Because when you're 8 months pregnant, your feet swell. And she said, no, you should have thought about that before you got pregnant.
Oh, hell no.
People are crazy, aren't they?
Yeah,
People
you
are
know,
crazy.
but that's how stereotypes get, though. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why, I mean, you get to kill that myth of a stereotype because people get it in their head, and then the doctor wrote the note.
All this division that we got going on in our country, that Kanye's promoting, the polarization of Democrat Republicans, it makes our country crazy. Everybody's on guard. Everybody's fighting all the time. We don't hear anybody talking about peace anymore. Have you noticed that?
No, that's gone.
That's gone. Yeah, and I'm glad. So the doctor, after being sent the stuff to the news, ended up giving her the letter. And that's the beauty in social media these days. Anything goes wrong, you have a camera with you and you can call it out right then and there. I mean, it's just, I don't know what this world is coming to. It's just crazy. But, I've heard of people saying that people on welfare are using the system. Nobody wants to be on welfare. It's not a privilege. It's when you have no other choice. And I feel like there should be some kind of things in place if you ever hit rock bottom or like are mentally ill. And, they're closing some of the homeless shelters here. I mean, what do they expect people to do? It's crazy. It's really, really crazy.
And Kanye to check. Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, what you're saying too is true. Like the myth is out there, like these people out there trying to, it's people that scamming. It's poor people that scam the system. But in my judgment, it's probably more rich people that scam the system too. So I'm saying it go both ways, right?
Yeah.
But, what I'm saying, but then the myth is that when they say welfare and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, most people use it when they want to refer to a minority.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And not everything's white and black. It's just how people get treated. And people gonna say, well, it's not like that. But so rich people scam harder and bigger. Yeah, that's true.
Don't you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Them some scammers, people. Some scammers. Let's start taking a couple calls.
Okay.
Hey, Sebastian.
Hey guys, how are you guys today?
Mel.
Hey. What's up?
We got some crazy topics. What do you think about T.I.'s son? I'm just curious.
I'm tired of him. I'm tired of T.I.'s son and T.I. and Tiny. I'm tired of that family. I'm tired of them. I want all of them to be locked up. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. It's annoying. That kid.
You want to lock up T.I. and Tiny?
And their children. They have no respect, no morals, no values at all. I can't stand them. And the fact that, remember how he was being disrespectful to the Waffle House employee? Remember that a couple months ago?
I remember that. Yeah.
I can't with T.I.'s son. I can't with him. I can't. I truly can't.
Is he walking in daddy's footsteps?
Worse.
Yeah, sound like he ahead of him.
Someone said, what about Brett Favre? Brett Favre is denying today that he knew that the $5 million came out the welfare fund.
Why
lied to
lying?
Come
on now, that's why you always lying. Come on now.
That's so crazy. Mel, what do you want to sound off on today?
Well, I missed the T.I. situation, so I want to focus on that nurse. You know what's so funny? That nurse right there is so interesting because we have people voting for the ex-president and the movement that he started with the insurrection and all those problems.
What's up, Diva?
And yet you have a nurse like that trying to harass a woman who's vulnerable and who's pregnant. Now, mind you, they just did the Supreme Court ruling, a couple of months ago about these women's bodies. Now you have this lunatic there trying to harass a woman who's pregnant. So what do they want? I think it's focused. That's why Black lives do matter, because people out here having problems. And even
you are a nurse. Have you ever seen that behavior before? Be honest.
Well, absolutely, yes. You I don't know if you remember, what is that darn judge name? There's a judge, a black judge that used to have a judge show years ago. And unfortunately, her son's wife died after having her baby. They kept telling the medical professionals that it's too much blood in her bag, in her urinal bag. They was like, something's not right with her. They did not take her back to surgery till hours later, and she died on the table. Okay, so they was ignoring her cries for pain. They was ignoring everything that they was telling them, saying that Judge Hatchett, somebody wrote it in there. You got to look that up, Sharrell. Judge Hatchett's daughter-in-law died because, unfortunately, with a lot of Black females, when they're pregnant, right, they get ignored and they get treated like that. This woman, and I think I heard the girl say that she was at some type of clinic. Right, so already they probably was treating her some kind of way, right? Because she probably had a certain insurance and she was going to the clinic.
Whoa, stop saying. Yes. You're saying you get treated by the type of insurance that you have?
Well, yes. I'm trying to tell you, Sharrell, Listen, I
Yes.
told everybody I know, I don't care if you got to work at Target, Walmart, McDonald's, don't find yourself without some type of insurance card, okay? There are, unfortunately, some doctors, if you call a doctor's office right now, you know what the first thing they ask you? What insurance do you have?
That's true.
And although they're not going to say that to you, they asking you what insurance, because some of them only take certain insurance cards. Some of them will give you an appointment based on insurance. Now, they're not going to say that to you. They're just asking you, and you think it's some innocent little question.
Appointments, Diva?
Okay.
No,
Diva's,
I've
Diva's
never heard
right.
anybody admit this to me. I've heard the rumors that if you're a black female, that you got to be careful, but they will leave you. I don't want to
Listen,
say it.
I've seen people come in the emergency room and they don't have the proper insurance, and it is what it is. So what happens with the hospital is they have to, by law, make sure you are stable, but they don't have to make sure that everything is taken care of. They will make sure you're stable and give you a thing to say, go to your clinic, follow up with your doctor, whatever the case may be. But if you have the right insurance, you probably could go in that emergency room, stay there. They're going to do CAT scans, MRIs, and make sure everything is good with you before you walk back out that door.
So, is there a difference between a PPO and an HMO?
It is.
What's the better?
Well, I prefer PPO, right? Because you can do what you want, go where you want, and so forth and so on, right? But HMO, there's certain hospitals and doctors that you have to go to. So I just tell people, you have to be your own advocate. You got to know all the information. You got to make sure that you know what you're talking about, or else you will get paid out.
I have to be my own doctor. That's what you're telling
me?
me?
You got to be your own advocate and know what you're talking about, because you will get played out. Yeah. And you have to speak up for yourself. Now, if this woman, now they're a prominent family, right? So you figure Judge Hatchett, a prominent family, they're in this hospital. They kept saying, no, it's too much blood in that urinal bag, and they was being ignored. I'm going to say they sued. I think they, I don't know if it got settled already, but they sued, and I want to say definitely they got big money. But I would not find myself without any insurance, especially here in the United States, because you will get played out. Certain doctors won't even see you if you don't have an insurance card or you don't have the money. They're not going to see you. Point blank, period.
Can I ask a question, Sharrell, to Ms. Diva? I was going to say, Diva, have you heard about the movement with women of color, Black women, Asian, just everybody that's not white? These women are in fear once they get pregnant that they will go to a hospital and feel an aggression towards them. So what's happening is they go, well, my other counterparts will go there and get treated with kid gloves. I go up there and I'm getting caught a lie in the attic. So then what's happening, that there's a lot more complications in our community when it comes to the birthing process.
So what are you supposed to do if you don't have any insurance and you're on, what's it called, government insurance? What are you supposed to do? Hold on, I got these two super chats. The nurse seems jealous that she needed to work up until the day her baby was born. She should hit her husband for making her work at 7 to 9 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, another one. Ask Kanye when's Donda's insurance coming. Y'all are messy. Y'all are messy. Go ahead. What do I do? Let's say if I'm a young Black woman, a young, maybe 19, 20, and I'm on, what's it called? The state insurance.
Was that Obamacare or Medicare or Medicaid or whatever the case may be? You know what the thing is, Sharrell, it's not every single place that will dog you out and treat you bad. So you're just going to really have to do your due diligence and find a place that's going to treat you like a human being and treat you right, regardless of what type of insurance you have. There are some out there, but I'm telling you,
the HMOs, you have to go to a certain doctor. You said that.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't mean that doctor is not a good doctor, right? It's just the nature of the insurance plan that you have. They tell you, here's the list of doctors that accept your HMO, and that's where you got to go. You can go what they call out of network, but what's going to happen when you go out of network, then you may have more of a responsibility towards the payment at the end of the day, because you did not go to somebody within that HMO managed care network. We can have a whole long conversation on that. But with PPO, okay, you can go almost anywhere, and your copay may be different depending upon, where you're going, what
that's
happens.
set up for people with money. What if I don't have any money?
No, not necessarily, because what happens is on your job, when you go to pick the insurance, when you get the job, if you get an HMO, it's going to be less money out of your check. If you get a PPO, it's going to be more money out of your check. And so what happens, a lot of people, because they want to pay the less money out of their check every 2 weeks, they get an HMO. They also have the name of the other plan is kind of slipping my mind right now. But with that particular plan, you put a lot of money up. They take a lot of money up front out of your check. And, it's based on, where you go first comes out of that money that's in, that's in that bank. And then it starts hitting the insurance plan or whatever the case may be. But you just have to do your due diligence.
What happened today should have never happened to that woman.
No,
Hey, Sinitra, let me read this really quick. Yes, Sharrell, if you have BCBS, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they will give you the red carpet. Is that true? But
Well,
if
it
you have
depends
state
on
insurance like
what
Medicare, that's what it's called. You get treated like street trash. Real life. That's not.
Right. Thank you. Somebody reminded me. It's called HSA or FSA. Like you have, it depends on what insurance plan you have. And see, here's the thing they say in the hospital. A lot of times people will take these other plans because they say I'm never sick. But here's the thing. Nobody's sick until they are sick. Mm-hmm. So it's just like when you get your car insurance. Don't get the lowest plan. You don't know when you're going to have an accident, but you want to be fully covered if you do.
Right.
So that's the thing. Any young person that's getting a job, I personally would say get the best health insurance plan your job has, no matter how much money they're taking out of your check every 2 weeks.
And
it's going to serve you better purpose in the end.
I was going to say, and to that point too, stop buying those bags of $5,000. The most important thing you can invest in is your insurance, especially for your health.
Thank you. Sinitra, what do you want to sound off on today? This is crazy.
Okay. I wanted to sound off on that nurse because I too worked in nursing. I worked in hospitals, long-term care, and in the prison system.
Okay.
And what I saw in that nurse is what I've seen, unfortunately. Dee was correct when it comes to the insurance issue, but a lot of times it's not even an insurance issue. What I saw in that lady was pure racism. That's exactly what it was. And the fact remains that there is a certain set of clear and clear adjacent nurses who see Black people as less human. So even if you say you are in pain, they do not believe you. When you say you're hurting, they do not believe you. When you're telling them, I want to say maybe 15, 20 years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, they started using pain as a vital sign when we were triaging people. And
yes.
if you're right.
The fifth vital sign. It's called the fifth vital sign.
Absolutely. But I remember, I hate to admit I was around when it happened, but I still try to pretend to be 25, but whatever. And a Black woman can say I'm an 8, and they're going to treat it like a 5. You're lying, your attention, you're med seeking, different things like that. A clear adjacent woman can come in and say she's an 8 or a 9 with a paper cut, and they're going to start writing scripts. They're going to start doing things to make her comfortable immediately.
Okay, Sinitra, since you worked in the system, what do you recommend for the women that were in the same situation as Jillian was?
In a situation like that, awareness helps, but not by much. I think the most important thing is, like Diva said, make sure you have some type of insurance. Awareness is important. Make sure you understand your body. Make sure you understand your body systems. Don't just walk in somewhere, you're completely green. You don't know what's going on. It bothered me a little bit that little mama didn't know how to really express herself. And that lady was disrespectful. I was up in you. Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? That was so degrading. And that is typical of how Black women are treated in healthcare by and large. Going to
No.
a black GYN absolutely helps. One of my good friends, shout out to my homegirl, Rosemary Obanye. You know what I'm saying? Pops, you know, I got quite a few friends that are black OBGYNs. Go see a black OBGYN. Go see somebody who has some type of kinship or understanding or connection to who you are. And, you know, I hate to say it that way, but it just is what it is.
Diva, I wanted to ask you the whole TI thing.
Yes.
Did you see it? Did you see it, Sinitra? Were you here when I was talking about King is unhinged?
To a degree, we can say that the child is unhinged. I will say that, and I don't even like to use the word unhinged for a child. This child needed discipline. I think there's clearly a lack of discipline that took place. I'm a mama, so I will tell you that I can detect that he didn't get all his spankings on time. You know, I feel like spankings are like vaccines. You got to
But
keep.
now he's grown now, Sinitra. He's grown. He's grown now.
Okay,
what does T.I. and
but
Tiny
this
do
what
now?
I'm saying, Sharrell. This is the issue. They didn't give him to him on time coming up. Now he's behind, and they ain't gonna never catch him up. Okay, so all they can do at this point is leave him in God's hands. The Lord will straighten him out. Now that's all they can really do.
Nobody on this panel has any advice for T.I. and Tiny except
I just gave you real advice as a parent. Sometimes you can do everything in the world for a child, and a child can truly just decide that they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Some kids have to go out there and bump their heads, get locked up, go through some real trouble before they straighten out. And I hate to say it, but I believe that's what's gonna happen with that young man.
You worked in the prison system. You're saying some people must go to jail before they learn a lesson?
If the young person is that stubborn, because at our compound we had youthful offenders, which are people around that age up to a certain age. Some of them are really that out of control, and they need that swift kick in the butt and a reality check. Like, this is for real. Your mom and daddy can get you out of everything. Sometimes you gonna go sit down for that 1 to 3, and you gonna come see a lady like me.
What were you gonna say, Diva?
You know what we're seeing is the result. They've been dealing with this in their house. It just didn't spill out until now, right? They've been dealing with this for a minute. He's been out of control for a minute. Yeah. And you know, a cop said one time, if they don't get discipline at home, then we're gonna see them, right? Ooh. So it's like you allowed him to do whatever, because this, I'm not saying that they did this, but what happens a lot of times, sometimes in our community, because we grown up a certain way and didn't have a lot, when we're able to give it to the children, we kind of overdo it. And I think T.I. and Tiny, you know, they had a lot of cash. They had access to everything. Those kids didn't have to want for nothing. And not saying that they were bad parents, but they're thinking, when I grew up, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. I'm going to give my kids everything, right? Oh. And so, but I'm saying that's what they probably did. And as a result, he's out of control, out of line, and out of pocket. Exactly. He's just a whole.
Do you really think that buying things for children make them act like that? I'm here to tell you it doesn't. That is a lack of discipline. I gave my children everything.
No, but I'm just saying they didn't control him either. I think it's a mixture of all of that.
Nah.
You know, so
I don't agree with that one, sis.
Well, you have to, but I'm saying that's just my thought process. I think that sometimes, you know, you saying, you know, you grew up a certain way, you had a certain discipline, and you're saying, I'm not going to do my kids like that. I'm not going to do my mother like, you know, I'm not going to do my kids like my mom did me. And you're thinking you're not harming them, but every child needs some type of order, some type of discipline. And I'm not even talking about putting your hands on them, because, you know, I don't put my hands on my kid at all, but I know he gets straightened out. He's not out of line and out of pocket. And I do give a lot too. So you have to have some type of order in the house, but King is not used to that. King is doing what he wants. King is out of control. And this is the part I do agree with T.I. He's going to have to bump his own head at this point now, King. And then he's going to see that he's going to write a check that he cannot cash. That kid right there, he's not ready for nobody's jail. He's acting gangster, but he ain't no real gangster, and
But
he's not ready
Diva,
for
a
that
lot of
jail.
them are not ready for jail. And I'm not advocating for any child to go into the system. I worked in the system for more years than I care to admit. But sometimes if a child refuses to be reasoned with, that is the only way out. The only reason I don't agree with depriving children and all that stuff, because I don't subscribe to the
Who
idea
says
that
deprive them though? I never
I
said
know that
deprive.
I'm just saying I'm saying I don't subscribe to the idea that black equals struggle and lack. So I feel like if your parents have, it's okay for the child to be lavish with certain things. I don't have a problem with that. My issue with T.I. or Mr. Harris and Mrs. Harris, okay, because we're talking real stuff, is that you did not put boundaries in place. You didn't set standards. You didn't set order in your house. And there was no discipline. And we can see that. That's the issue. Now, do I agree with grown people sitting up picking on children like I've seen people do with this young man? Like, this is still a child. We're all adults. So I'm not going to sit up and make jokes and call this baby out his name. The issue is not so much the child, it's the parents. They didn't do their job right.
Yeah.
But there's
Sally
other
says,
kids in that household that are not wilding out like he is, right?
well, that's
So it's like, okay, you have to say at some point he's making his own decisions regardless, right? But what I didn't like is the blogger. The blogger is a grown man, Sharrell.
Thank you.
And my thing is, you're saying a kid is out of line and out of pocket, but yet you're grown. And when the kid responds to you, I don't like the way that he used Trayvon's name to say what he's going to do to King. I thought that was a whole hot mess. And you're just as immature as King, in my opinion, for saying that and doing that. If you want to say that this kid is a little out of control and they should try to do what they need to do, but a lot of times you don't know what already was going on down in that household. How many times those parents probably tried to ring him in, and they're at the point where they're like, you know what? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You don't even know how many times this kid has been ignored because, like Sally saying, they're down in the sex dungeon. They did not nurture them kids. And where were the kids when all of these orgies were going down?
Sharrell, can we really speak on that though? Do we know these people had a dungeon? You know what I'm saying? It's
You know what was told. You know what? What's her name? Shekinah said. We all know what Shekinah said.
And do we know Shekinah telling the truth?
I don't think you know. I don't think we ever will know.
Says it goes down when the sun goes down. That's what Shekinah said.
I don't think we will ever know the truth with all those NDAs going around. So you know what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We don't really know the truth, but what I do know is we saw on that show that they were not disciplining that little boy, and that's why he's now a young man that don't know how to conduct himself. And that blogger that was sitting up picking with a kid. Like, not only was that immature, it was low class. Dude had all the class of a mountain goat and all of the charm of a food stamp. I don't know who told him as a full-grown person to be picking on a kid. It's not cool and it ain't cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, let me bring up a new panel. Sinitra, it's always a pleasure when you come. I'm glad. I mean, your kids probably is. Look, you put it down when it needs
My
to
children
be.
are lovely. You know, I told you and Perry over the phone, I'm expecting my first grandbaby in January. My son and his wife are expecting. And, you know, my oldest girl, she's pre-med, and the last one is fast tracking the Juilliard. So mine are on point and saying their prayers every night.
Congratulations.
Right. Nice talking to you, Sinitra. Thank you, Sebastian and Mel. It's great talking to you guys.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Trying to keep a lot of people in today. Let's say, hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Hey, Hudson. And I see. Hey, Tulsa. How are you guys doing?
Hi, baby. Hi,
ladies.
Lisa.
How y'all doing?
Okay, Tulsa, you sound off first. What did you want to talk about today? We can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Hey.
I agree with the Trayvon Martin comment, but I feel like the comedian was challenging T.I. like he did that lady on that stage. Remember when he went up
I remember that.
and took that mic?
Yeah.
Okay, so now he's met his match. Health care hasn't been sweet for Black women. I'm glad that you're talking about it because it is a big issue nationwide. And I know being on Medicare as like a child, there was a difference in treatment. And even an experience in my adult life, I went and it was like they did not take me serious. My advice for Ti and Tiny is you made King feel like a king before he was even a prince.
Mm,
Um,
Amen.
that
and
part right
then
there.
Amen.
let's
Amen.
talk on this. It's the trauma. The daddy going to jail, then the mom went to jail for
Yeah.
that marijuana. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to think about we talking about children. Trauma starts as a child,
Yeah.
and just think about as a child, and then growing up, and then hearing these rumors and having access to social media.
Wait,
Then
Tulsa, you think the kids heard the rumors about how it goes down at night?
absolutely. Going to school, I mean, the kids talk love. You will be
Yeah.
surprised at what the kids know. I mean,
Yeah.
these kids,
Yeah.
I mean, they have social media at their fingertips.
Yeah.
We may not have had it, but it's a whole
Yeah.
different game this go round with them.
Yeah.
There's some
And they
sound,
drive
Sharrell,
better
that
than we
they're
do.
saying they're hearing.
They're hearing a
Somebody,
sound.
yeah, Lisa, do you have your fan on?
It might be my fault. Hang on for a minute. Let me
It's
see.
feedback.
Can I
Hold on,
do
let me
it?
put you on mute. Let me see.
I like that.
Yes, Lisa. It's Lisa.
Oh,
Okay, Hudson, sound off. What do you want to sound off on?
Well, I'm just speaking for Medicaid. My mother was a supervisor. I grew up my whole entire life. She was even on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And that conversation, I hope that like a lot of the younger women that are on these programs, even if you don't with any insurance, that conversation just went way too far. She did not have to answer 99% of those questions that lady was throwing at her. It should have ended very quickly. She should have got up. She should have spoke to the doctor and called HIPAA.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. If we
well,
find
see,
ourselves in these situations, we can call HIPAA.
pull out your phone, start
Absolutely.
recording. Pull out your phone, start recording because nobody is going to believe you. Just like it's not if it's not in black and white. When
Mm-hmm.
somebody is, you with somebody and they didn't left and they didn't write it, girl. If it ain't in black
Ask
and
for
white,
her.
say it.
Ask for the information. Ask for her license information, her numbers. She should have went straight to the front
Ask the
desk, to the
nurse for her
reception.
license number.
Yes.
Okay, that's
All
this
the,
is
like
good
asking
stuff.
her like, yeah, like why are you not working and all this other stuff. Like I went to work and also like what lady? Who do you think you are?
People are saying that HIPAA's not a person or a group. Who should
It's
you call?
not. It's a law.
You can
It's a law,
no,
right?
yeah, but
So,
you
so
can
what
report her.
happened?
You can report her. She needs to be reported.
To the
All
board?
those questions that woman was asking, absolutely not. You can report her to the board.
Okay.
She violating HIPAA. She is violating HIPAA.
Now let me
Yeah.
ask you this. Now my doctor asked me if I still have my bottom parts. Now was that violation?
No. Listen,
Bottom part.
here's the thing. I think with that particular nurse, right, the real problem is the nurse was just problematic. And I think that that woman, she did the right thing in recording her because it got action. But I would have stopped talking to the nurse and I would have just spoke to my doctor. I would have said, I have nothing else to say to you. And I would have went and spoke
Absolutely.
back to the doctor, especially because she said the doctor was writing the note anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
you can tell in the video that the girl actually had problems with this particular nurse before. Because she said, I believe I heard her say something about the last time, and like she said it again. And the woman, you see, once she knew that she was being recorded, then she kind of stopped and was
Yeah,
trying
she
to walk
did.
away and was,
Mm-hmm.
changing. So the nurse knew she was dead wrong. So I just learned too, because I'm not that tech savvy, Sharrell, but I'm going through some stuff with my dad. And my sister said when I go to the appointment, she showed me how to just put the phone down and record. Because a lot of them, they will be signs up that say don't no recording in here, right? But my sister sure did. She showed me how to put the phone down and hit the record button and all of that. And she made me practice. But I think people, if you're not tech savvy, you got to learn. This phone is our biggest asset right now.
Mm-hmm.
It saves you from a lot of shenanigans that's going on because people won't believe you. I'm sure if that girl did not have that recording,
Yep. Yep.
she wouldn't have got as far as she got. That nurse is disgusting, and I'm glad she got fired because that's in nursing. No matter who comes through your door, Sharrell, I don't care if the person was just accused of taking 22 lives. Your duty is to help
Yeah.
save and service that person
Yeah.
just like they're any other human being. She was disgusting.
But
Lisa,
I
sound off.
still
What did
think
you want to
it's
add to the
it's
conference? Did you say
No,
something, Hudson?
Yes, I still want to really stress the fact that you do not have to answer just because they're a nurse. They are not your principal in your school. They're there working for you. Just because they ask you questions don't mean that you have to answer certain questions. The door should be closed behind her. And there's certain things like you need to know your rights as a patient. And I don't think a lot of our younger, like, sisters know that they have rights as a patient. They can't just be barking questions at you and you feel like you have to answer them. You have a right to even call your insurance company. I don't care if it's Medicaid, Medicare, whoever it is. You have a right to request another doctor or say you're leaving this doctor's office and you're going to another doctor. And just because a person is white, blue, black, orange doesn't mean that they're the right provider for you or nurse for you.
Sound
Cause
off,
I
Lisa.
like
Oh, go ahead.
no,
Yes.
it's okay. Go on,
I
Lisa.
want to talk about the Kim and Kanye and Candace. I promise you, to me, I think that is like the biggest. I know they got to be the biggest uh, betrayal to Kim. I mean, like this is not only this woman is kind of exposed your ex-wife, but also the mother of your kids.
Yeah.
That's got to be big and mature. I mean, I don't even know what's going on with Kanye no more. I don't not recognize him, okay? And yes, and for me personally, I some things that Candace Owens does, I do believe in what she says. Sometimes I disagree with her about 50% of the time. I'm on 50-50 with her, but you know what I'm saying? But this got to be this biggest betrayal to Kim. Like you teaming up with
Kanye
this
he's not
woman.
the old Kanye. We got to accept
Yeah,
this.
that's what I'm
There's a
talking about.
new sheriff in
I don't know
town.
what's going on in his head. I really don't. But I'm
No one
just saying
does.
for him. But y'all teaming up to these people. Y'all teaming up with these people trying to take our the African American vote. Okay, they are trying to take our
Yeah.
votes away.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the last election, when Donald Trump had called down to Georgia and 14 county, that's mostly a black county.
I mean, it's going to get wild. This is just the midterm
Yeah, that's what I'm
elections.
talking about. And I'm stuck with T.I. and baby, I'm sorry, hun, it's past point. They need to show tough love, okay? You either gonna do what we tell you to do, no more money. You is cut off, no money, no nothing. You think you're gonna be big and bad? Go out there on the street and hit that damn payment, okay? Hit that payment and get your ass a regular job like any other young person got to do, and pay your own dumb bills, pay your own car. No, matter of fact, you ain't gonna get the car I bought you. You ain't gonna get nothing. I'm cutting you
They
off.
got to cut them off.
You got to
Cut
cut them
them,
off. Yeah,
cut
you
them
got
off.
to
You got
cut
to
them
show
off.
tough love, especially to these little hard headed little kids nowadays. They see these gangsters, these flawed gangster rappers, who they're supposed to be,
Yeah,
and
like
they
his
think this stuff.
dad,
They think this
the
stuff
Like
is
his
police
cool.
dad.
informant. Yeah, the police
Like his
informant.
dad.
Yeah, the
And
police
they
King,
think this,
informant. Uh-huh.
they think this stuff is cool, and it's not cool. So like I said, tough love, cut them off. No,
King,
no, you're
King
not
is
coming.
so
He want to
caught
go to
up.
jail. You're
He's
not gonna
so
go. I'm not gonna pick you. I'm not gonna not bail you out next time.
King
I'm
is
not gonna
so
be.
caught up. He will get out of his Mercedes and go steal a Jeep. That's how
Well,
caught up
that's
he is. He's
okay.
caught
That
up.
Yeah.
when you steal the Jeep, baby doll, you go to jail, okay? And Ti and Tank, don't you go pay bond. Let his ass sit up in there. Ti, you went to jail. You had to sit up in there. Let your son sit his ass up in there. And about 5 or 6 hours, he know dad is not playing with his ass up in there. Believe me, he come out there, he gonna be good, baby. He gonna get his shit together. Because ain't nobody playing no more with these little hard headed little
Mm-mm.
kids out here no more. Ain't
I mean,
nobody
we're
playing
putting
with
our
y'all.
foot
Y'all want
down,
to
you
be y'all want to be
future
fake the gangster.
carjacker.
Yeah, they want to play thanks the gangster. And with the
Yeah.
little nurse, I can tell you she should
Yeah,
ask for the
listen,
doctor. I'm
Go ahead,
like the
Hudson.
one.
since
I'm think she should have asked for the doctor. Ma'am, can I just see the doctor? Cause I don't want to talk to you no more. This is over here, and I know it had to be some old nurses in there. And ask, ma'am, can excuse me, ma'am, can't you go back and get the doctor, please? I
Yeah.
want to see
Mhm.
the doctor.
All right,
Okay.
guys. We got some tough subjects today. We got to keep our eye on Kanye and Candace. We do. It is
I'm
what it
not
is.
keeping
Kanye
an eye
don't
on
give a
them
crap
one of them.
about
I am done with them. I am done with
Kanye don't give
Kanye.
a Kanye don't care about nothing but Kanye. He don't care about black lives, white lives, purple lives, gray lives. He was just trying to get attention.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
it. That's
Yep.
it.
Especially
That's
from
all.
Kim. I think he want that attention
And
from
it's
Kim.
working.
Cause Kim done with him. Kim is done with him. She
I'm
said,
done
He's
with him.
trying to
"Do
get
you is in my
attention.
past." Look, I know what she's saying. Kim has said, "Do you is in my past. I'm looking forward, and you want to hang out with this woman, and I dare you." I mean, child, I am so done with Kanye. And he talking he supposed to have. That's why I talking about all this flaws and stuff. You talking about God and Jesus and stuff. Do you live in a flawed life? You live in a flawed life. I can't
Cause
get
he
it.
know how much how Christian black folks are, and black folks are the major spenders, and what they say is cool is what everybody want, especially those wiggers that live out there in Calabasas and everything. We set the pulse of what's cool in America.
Yeah.
Right. Could I
All right,
just
you guys. Thank
acknowledge?
you so much for calling in. I
Oh, could I
appreciate it.
acknowledge the
Love you.
nurses?
I see you later
To
on,
the
Diva.
nurses out
Okay.
there,
Bye
thank
bye.
you so much for doing what you do. To all the nurses, even Diva, thank you so much for showing up and educating us. And Sharrell and Perry, thank you once again for providing a platform to inform us.
You so
Yeah.
Thank you
sweet.
so much.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Tulsa.
Hi,
Take care.
You're
Tulsa.
welcome.
Bye, guys. Where'd Diva go? Hold on. That's what we talked about today is very interesting. The clip of the girl and how she got treated in healthcare, and
Yeah.
knowing that if you don't have good healthcare, they won't treat you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Some places, yeah, and they do you dirty.
And that's your most vulnerable stage is when you need a
Yes.
doctor.
Yeah.
And they're still doing the class system and how much money you make, and it's just a mess.
Yep.
It's a mess. All right, Diva. Thank you guys. We had to cover these crazy topics today. Hopefully, there's no more Kanye news. We'll
It
see
will
how
be
it goes.
tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, you guys, please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. It helps my video so much. Yes, we've all got to vote. We got to, because the midterm elections are coming. When?
Yeah.
In
Well, we have to
November?
vote by the 8th out here.
Oh my gosh.
November 8th.
Oh yeah, we should start promoting that. We'll do it again tomorrow. I wanted to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, and you do, so I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. These are crazy subjects here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, let's say bye on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.